Today we're going to look at fact families for our math concept for today. We have fact families for these three numbers, 2, 3, and 5. Let's see what we can do with them. So first of all, we need to understand that these numbers are related. So here we have 3b's and 2b's, and together we get 5. So there's our three numbers. We have 3, 2, and 5. So we can see our 3b's, our 2b's, and all together, if we count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we get 5 in our answer. And then, beside that, we can switch it. So instead of 3 plus 2, we have 2 plus 3 equals 5. So keeping those numbers the same, because that's part of our fact family, we have 1, 2b's plus 1, 2, 3b's, and all together we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. So adding is when we're bringing things together and seeing how many we have all together. And then at the bottom, when we move to subtraction, subtraction is where we start with how many do we have all together, and then we take some away. So we're going to stick with our family here of 2, 3, and 5, but except we're going to start with the 5 this time. So we start with our 5b's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the first number in our question, because in subtraction, our largest number has to come first because we have to be able to take them away. So we're starting with our biggest number, and then in this case, we're going to take 2b's away. So we cross them out, 1, 2, and then we are left with 1, 2, 3b's, just like we see down here in our equation. So 5, take away 2 equals 3. And then we can switch the 2 and the 3 around and get our final equation, which is 5, take away 3 equals 2. So then we started with our same number of b's, our 5b's, but then we're taking away 3b's, and that leaves us with 1, 2b's. So we can see this is our fact family. 3 plus 2 equals 5. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 5 minus 2 equals 3. 5 subtract 3 equals 2. And you can hear I'm using different language for our subtraction equations. We can say subtract or minus or take away. There's lots of terms that you will hear with subtraction. All right, let's look at the fact families for 3, 4, and 7. So you will notice the same thing. All of our equations will have the numbers 3, 4, and 7 because these numbers are related in this fact family that we're looking at. So again, this time we're going to look at our snails. So we have 3 snails plus 4 snails equals 7 altogether. And that's our equation here. 3 plus 4 equals 7. We can switch those first two numbers around because they're related. It's part of their fact family. And instead of 3 plus 4, we say 4 plus 3 equals 7. And our picture shows that, right? We can have 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, 2, 3. And all together we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's our equation. 4 plus 3 equals 7. It's just the same thing as 3 plus 4 equals 7. We still end up with the same number even though we're switching those 3 and 4 around. And then we can move on to our subtraction questions where we start with 7 snails. Remember, our biggest number has to come first in subtraction so we can take them away. So here's our 7 snails. So we start with the number 7. And then we're going to cross out 3, and that's how many we're taking away, which is our 3 here in our equation. And then we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4 snails, which is our answer here in our equation. And then the last one is the same thing. We're just switching our 4 and 3 around, but we always still starting with our total number 7. So we can see in our pictures, we're starting with 7 snails. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we're taking away these 4. We cross them out to remove them. And then we are left with 1, 2, 3. And we can see that down here. 7 subtract 4 equals 3. So same thing, our 3, 4, and 7 are all related. So we can have the 3 plus 4 equals 7. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Switching that 3 and 4 for our addition equations. And then we have 7 take away 3 equals 4. 7 take away 4 equals 3. So we can just switch those numbers around because they're related. In each box, you can see that there's 7 snails. So the total number of snails never changed. Let's look at fact families for 6, 8, and 14. So in this first one here, we have 6 plus 8 equals 14. So you can see that we have 6 monkeys here, 8 monkeys here, and altogether we have 14. Then we just switch the order. So here we start with 8 monkeys, 6 monkeys. So now we have 8 plus 6 equals 14. Altogether, we have 14 in each of these squares that you see. Now we can just do the same thing like we did in the other examples. We're going to start with how many we have altogether, which is 14. And this time we're going to take away 6, and we can see that we've crossed out 6. And then here we have how many monkeys left? 8. Right, so we have 14 minus 6 equals 8. And then in our last box, we're still starting with our how many we have all together, which is 14, our biggest number. We're going to take away 8 this time, and then we are left with 6. So we can see that in our example there. So again, 6, 8, 14, all related. All right, here is our last example, which is fact families for 2, 9, and 11. And we can see the exact same thing here, where we have 2 umbrellas plus 9 umbrellas equals 11 umbrellas all together. We can switch that 2 and 9, and we can start with the 9 this time. So we start with 9 umbrellas, and we add 2 umbrellas, and we get 11 umbrellas. And then for subtraction, we start with how many we have all together, which is 11. We can cross out 2 umbrellas, and we are left with 9 umbrellas. So here, if you count them, you will see 9 umbrellas are left from 11 if we take 2 away. And then we can do the reverse here. We can start with our 11 still, right? We're still starting with that 11, but this time we're going to take away 9, and then we are left with 2. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you play around with some more numbers, right? You can do maybe a fact family for 2, 5, and 7. Maybe you want to do 3, 5, and 8. Try some different fact families and see how you do. The best number is to start with 2 numbers, add them up, get that answer, and then play around with moving those numbers around. I know it will help you. Thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned for more great videos coming soon. Bye for now.